Hey you guys, my name's Mariah. I'm here today to talk about the fabulous Audrey Penn, and obviously one of my all-time favorite role models. Yes, that's right, I said it. Ever since I was a child, I looked up to her so much, and I've always loved reading her books. Before I get too far into talking about Audrey, I kind of want to give a little bit of a background of how I got introduced to Audrey and the reason why I picked her as my expert author for my children's literature book. Back in the day, around probably kindergarten, first grade, the transition where you're starting to go to school full time, no half days. I became very fearful of the world. I started to think that if I didn't have somebody close that was with me, whether it be a sister, brother, parent, grandparent, aunt, uncle, if I didn't have that close connection by my side 24/7 to help me face my problems, I was a nervous wreck. I always thought and had that mindset going through my head that something bad was going to happen, that I'm not going to know how to solve a problem, and so on. But through my childhood, my grandmother actually started to read to me The Kissing Hand day and night until I was okay to solve and work out my issues on my own, where I wasn't scared to go to school, where I wasn't scared, to meet new people and focus on new things that was going on in my life. Her books have been such an inspiration to me, whether it be facing the fact of fears, loneliness, bullying, excitement, all of the above. She had written about it all. So as my grandmother started collecting her books, I really started to become a fan because I could relate to all of her books in one way or another throughout my life. But enough with me. Before I get carried away with my childhood, I want to focus on Audrey. Back in the day, she started her career in ballerina. She really wanted the best of both worlds. She had a passion for children's literature and she had a passion for dancing. Before she became a ballerina, in about fourth grade, she had started writing down all the funny, crazy, sad moments that she had faced with her brothers in journals. But she never thought she was going to go forth with all of the creations and writing that she has written down. However, in her early 20s, she started her first career off as an actual ballerina dancer in the Danny Diamond Dance Theater. She also helped prepare dances for future classes and dance programs. But in her early 20s, she actually became diagnosed with a bone and joint disorder, which had caused a lot of pain in her life because she could no longer dance, and anytime she had tried, she was very uncomfortable. However, falling back on the career she had starting in fourth grade as a children's literature author, she start to become very comfortable with it. Her mom actually had found her journals in her room in her early 20s and decided to publish Audrey's first book, which was called Happy Apple Told Me. Her mom published that book for her because she thought she had a lot of great ideas and a lot of inspiration in her journals that she could share with the world. But as Audrey learned a very hard lesson writing that first book, she began adding things that her pets did and all of that stuff to her journals. She started adding on literally every little detail through her life to go along with these types of books that she was writing. Audrey learned a very hard lesson writing her first book called Happy Apple Told Me. She learned that just because you write a book doesn't mean that's the last time you're going to write that book. You literally rewrite and rewrite and rewrite until you get that book completely perfect the way you, the author, wants it. Audrey's passionate advocacy for children continuously molds her writing styles, subjects, and matter. She has taken her one-woman educational program, which she speaks in stores, classrooms, libraries, and so on, to get ideas from the children, to talk to the children about, how you can face everyday problems, lives, and just that type of thing. Her favorite part about being a children's author is meeting her young readers that give her ideas on what to write next. Her passion for writing has became so strong that she wants, current situations and problems that children are facing, so that she can write her current up-to-date books that will be meaningful to today's society. Like I said before, children in today's society and children from the past society can be completely different. You don't know what kind of problems or situations these children have to face, but they need guidance, and Audrey knows that. I have a few questions here that I have kind of looked up about Audrey because I was curious myself, and the first one was, how old was Audrey when she actually started her writing? Audrey was in 4th grade when she began keeping her journals. It was one of these journals that she rewrote as an adult and became her first ever children's literature book. And that was again called Happy Apple Told Me. Audrey's favorite part about being an author is the fact that she gets to work with kids. A lot of the time she gets her ideas from talking to children when she visits schools. Audrey tests out all of her books on the kids before they become published, which is an awesome idea. Who wants to publish a book that you don't think children are going to be interested in? So if you could publish a book through the kids before you actually publish it, that would be just a dime. She also loves to edit and rewrite. She loves writing so much that she does not care if she has to rewrite and rewrite and rewrite. That is the part of being an author that she understands has to happen, but she actually enjoys doing. After the real work is done and the story is written, Audrey loves to go over it 100 times to make sure every word is just perfect for the situation, which is also another awesome trait. Before she actually publishes her books, she goes over it and makes sure that specific book is good for that specific situation before it actually goes out to the hands of the children. Why does Audrey turn children into characters? Miss Penn turns everyone she knows and meets into characters. There's a little bit of everyone she meets in all of her stories, just not at all of the same time, which is awesome. She takes people and real life situations and turns them into books that children can actually guide their lives through and really focus on, how do I get past this bullying situation? Or how do I get past, for instance, my issue? How do I get past from leaving the close connections at home and facing the world on your own, knowing that your family, your friends, your sister, brother, parents, uncles, aunts, they're still going to be with you, just not connecting on the side at all times. They're not always going to be with you physically, but they will be mentally. This is my favorite question that I had really dug into, and it was, why does Audrey write about animals? Everyone can identify with animals. Audrey has never had to worry about prejudice or hurting someone's feelings if she gets to use the idea of animals instead of a live person. In today's society, everyone is so, she wrote about this, she's biased, she's prejudiced, she's sexist. No, if Audrey can write through animals, nobody has to worry about, who's who, or why is she writing about, the way this person looks instead of the way, this person looks. She loves the way animals treat their children and how clever they can be as well. She really dug into how, for example, raccoons kiss goodbye. Before the raccoon leaves their little baby, they actually kiss the palm of their hand before they leave, which then she created into a real life situation for us children and us adults. And she had focused on just putting them into different perspectives. For example, raccoons. Audrey has always been surrounded by pets who the pets thinks is their pets. So she has just had a lot of experience throughout her life and a lot of ideas that have went down in her journals, which I think is amazing. And she has a lot of awards and honors on her books simply just by the way she has, truthfully and honestly written her stories. She takes it from the heart and she takes it from real life situations and she puts it into books for people to read and understand and relate to. And that is why I chose Audrey Penn as my expert author. I really like her ideas and I like the fact that she takes her ideas and her imagination through animals and puts them into books so that other people can really relate to them. And the fact that children can, read these books and not feel like they're struggling alone and that they can find situations and solutions to really focus on their problems and to push through them. That's all I really have on Audrey. You can find more on her site. It's just audreypenn.com, and definitely check her out. She is an author that is worth digging into and really trying to understand. Thank you all for joining in and have a great day.